Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Xuan Kai and I'm a day trader from Singapore. So in this video, I'll be sharing a very nice trade that I took on Tesla in February. I'll explain the full reasoning for trading Tesla, my full trading plan, and followed by a live day trade. If you stick to the end of this video, you'll be able to see exactly how much money I earned on Tesla in just a few minutes day trading Tesla options. Trading wins definitely feel great and you feel like you are at the top of the world. Everything goes smoothly and you feel like every single analysis that you do on the market comes true and you feel like a god, but that really isn't the truth. In fact, you cannot be further away from the truth. So it's very important at these times that I realize that I must enjoy the win, but at the same time I need to center myself and make sure that I remind myself that trading wins are not permanent and a very small moment of carelessness or arrogance can quickly take away my trading profits. So I really have to keep myself centered and objective after this win. So hopefully this video can help you guys identify a good setup and also center yourself objectively after a good win. So now let's get into the live day trade. So as usual, starting out the day, we want to see things from a top-down approach, meaning seeing the big picture, which is what the overall markets are doing. Because many stocks are generally largely affected by the movements of the overall market. So seeing the overall market can give you a little bit of a hint on what might happen next. Yeah. So over here you can see the charts. We have the 5-minute chart of NQ and we have the 5-minute charts of SPY. Yeah. So as you can see from NQ, what does it look like it's doing? You can see that it's slowly moving sideways here and then generally moving upwards. So the general direction is uptrending. So on the right hand side we have SPY, same thing for SPY, general direction, it's also uptrending. So then you need to be curious about this and ask yourself, why is the market uptrending? There must be a reason for this. So I read that the treasury yields came down. There was also an overnight rebound in Asian equities following news that the Chinese state investors have bought shares in domestic equities to support the local markets. Basically, there's a lot of optimism in the Asian markets, so that follows through into the US market and the European stock markets, and the intense selling pressure that we've been seeing in the last few weeks may have run out of steam. So that could be a very good indication that the markets are going to be trending upwards. So there's a very good catalyst in the markets today, and that correlates to what we see on the charts, right? Yeah. So then we need to know. So now we know why the markets are uptrending, which is a potential good catalyst for us to trade towards the upside. So then let's find if there's any stocks that we can trade towards the upside, right? So then let's zoom into Tesla, right? As usual, Tesla. So what is Tesla doing on the charts? As you can see here, I have the 1-minute time frame for Tesla on the left and the 5-minute time frame for Tesla on the right. So as you can see for Tesla as well, you can see that generally it is uptrending as well. On the 5-minute chart, it is a bigger picture. It's also generally uptrending as well. So then we can move on to read on news about Tesla. So I read that Tesla had a positive catalyst. There was an upgrade on Tesla, and it also had good car sales data. Plus, Bitcoin was uptrending as well. So I noticed recently as well that after Tesla had bought Bitcoin, whenever Bitcoin rallies, Tesla seems to follow as well because Tesla owns Bitcoin now. So that's the reason for Tesla to uptrend today. So that catalyst on Tesla, coupled with the strong catalyst on the market for the uptrend, makes it an extremely high probability trade to trade Tesla on the upside, as both Tesla and the markets are aligned in the same direction. Alright, so then let's move on to the live trade. So this is where I entered. I entered 2 call contracts for Tesla. So now I'm going to set my trading plan, right? Very nice trading plan. So I'm a day trader, so I usually have a little bit more time to set my trading plan. As you can see, Tesla is moving very strongly towards the upside now. You can see there's a lot of momentum going on. Yeah, so I usually go for a risk to reward of 2 and 3, based on where my stop loss is. So you can see from here, right now my entry is around the 617.46 area. My stop loss is around the 614.5 area. And then the first take profit point where I will be taking off one of my contracts will be the 623.42 area. And also I'm setting my next take profit soon. So at this point in time, I've entered my first position, but usually I like to scale into my position, so I want to add on to another contract. Yeah. So now I'm potentially seeing where I can add to another contract. So I'm setting a very nice support resistance area over there. You can see that Tesla is being rejected around the area. So a very potential area I like to see is the 619.85 area. I'm also setting my next take profit, which is 626.31. So you can see that Tesla is actually struggling a little bit around the 619.85 area. Very, very nice rejection over there. This is the part where I feel sometimes a little bit scared, but actually it's very normal. So this is where I entered another contract for the close. I'm anticipating the break of the 619.85 area. Then I move my stop loss up as well because I need to lock in those profits. Every time I add to my second position, I like to lock in profits as well. Little bit nervous at this point in time because it went all the way up and then it come down again. I'm gonna give it some time. We're gonna see how it goes. Right now, very, very nice pump up again. Fantastic, fantastic. So keep in mind that I'm holding 3 contracts right now. Alright, it pushed up nicely. We're watching in 2 times speed as well. So usually in the markets it's not that fast. I'm getting a little bit nervous because this rejection seems to be pretty big. So the sellers are actually coming in. So now is where I see, oh, a huge pump, very, very nice pump. So I'm considering to take profits already. This is too big a candle. I took 2 profits, two contracts off here because this candle was way too big. I don't want to be stopped out after that and not take any profits. That would really be very dumb. So I'm potentially setting a support area, so I'm going to move my stop loss up again. But at this point in time, I'm really a little bit drunk on the profits. I didn't really move my stop loss up. I was actually thinking of when I should take my 3rd contract off. And when I see that it was going to reach my last take profit so quickly, I was going to get ready to lock in my profits. Yeah, so as you can see, 3 contracts taken right there. Boom, very nice trade. And it actually continues to go even higher than before. Yeah, so after that trade, it was probably a profit of around $242, which is all nice and good, but we gotta go into the journaling process after we finish the live trade, right? So going on to the journaling process. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention was that the last 2 weeks have been really rough for me. I will always fall into this mental trap because the last 2 weeks I was red. I didn't have a lot of trades. I missed some trades as well, and the last 2 weeks were red for me, meaning they were all losing weeks for me, and that really made me a bit frustrated. But at least I was able to focus and keep myself in check and to really focus on the process and to execute objectively rather than to worry about the P&L. I usually worry about P&L after the trade only. Yeah. So I realized that I also have to really monitor my feelings and emotions a bit more during those red weeks, because I usually feel very down during those days. I think that I'm not doing well, I'm not earning any money, but that's not the truth. There's ups and downs in the markets. You actually take the opportunities that are given to you. It doesn't mean that having red weeks or having a lot of losing days means that you're doing something wrong. It just means that maybe the market isn't hot at that moment and there's no momentum behind Tesla during those moments, and there's no, you already did your job to identify a good setup, you took it, but it just didn't work out. So that's fine, you move on, and then you wait for trades like this to happen, very high probability trades, and you definitely do well on them, right? Yeah, so then I think the initial entry was okay. I entered with a increased contract size. Now I'm trying to trade with 2 contracts instead of 1 contract, right? Yeah, and if 2 contracts was on a normal size, I would definitely increase it to 3 or 4 contracts, because this was a really great day to trade Tesla. Yeah, so I decided to stick to 2 contracts because I just recently sized up. I don't want to overexpose myself and make myself into trouble, right? Yeah, so I think second entry was good as well. I added 1 contract very nicely. Yeah, first exit I think was really good. I locked in my 2 contracts very quickly when it was pushed up super aggressively towards my first take profit point. That was really good. One thing I can do in the future when scaling out that I realized was to use a limit order rather than to use my hotkeys. So my hotkeys are always used to execute at the middle of the bid and the ask. So it's not at the best price, but since I'm not like rushing to get out of the trade, I can actually use limit orders to get myself feel a little bit higher. I can actually be maybe locking in $10 to $20 more per contract, which will make a lot of difference actually if you have a lot of contracts, if you think about it. If I can lock in $20 more per contract and I'm holding 10 contracts, for example, that's $200 wasted if I didn't lock in using the limit orders. So that's one thing I can potentially look into using. I think the second exit was also not bad. One thing perhaps I can criticize myself for this trade, to look at it objectively, is that the management of the trade wasn't that good. I wasn't able to move up my stop loss and cut the trade. I don't think I'll be able to cut the trade because it moved so aggressively in my direction. Yeah, and I was also, if you look at the trade recap just now, I was also thinking on where to take profits consistently rather than moving up my stop loss at the same time. I have to do both well in order for it to be a very great trade. Yeah. So one thing I could do is probably look for wherever I see a support or a lot of buyers at the level 2, and if that level breaks, I can give it a little bit of leeway, but my stop loss will be around there so that I can potentially lock in some gains for the trade. Yeah, so I also probably earn a lot more than expected from this trade because of the second contract. As you can see from where I entered for the second contract, there was almost no pullbacks at all. It just moved very, very aggressively all the way to my second take profit. Yeah, and emotionally, I think I was really good in this trade. I was able to accept the risk by using my usual trick of accepting the loss and telling myself that I've already lost the trade. Right? I was also able to control myself emotionally. Did not focus on P&L, I just focused on the execution. That was really good. I was, of course, a little bit scared of being stopped out after the second entry because of how fast it snapped back. You saw, luckily it didn't stop me out, but at least I was able to move my stop loss up and lock in some profits. So definitely technical wise, it was a solid trade with markets rallying with catalysts. Tesla was also rallying, breaking previous highs with catalysts. Waited for everything to align very nicely, and there was no overextension on either the 5-minute chart of Tesla or the markets before I take a proper trade on Tesla. Yeah, so all in all, I was really worried about my trading progress, but honestly, one solid win from this was able to wipe out 3 days of losses and more. If I had sized up, I would earn even more money from this. And to be fair, I was trading with like a smaller size the previous weeks, and I only took a small loss the day before. But I was very glad to break this losing streak with a nice green day. I hope to keep up this momentum to see what this week or this month has for me. And I've been doing very well in terms of resetting myself and focusing on the executions rather than dwelling on the past and focusing on my losses. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, I also have to rest more or chill a bit more, give myself a little bit more leeway on those days or weeks that I feel that my trading isn't doing well and I'm not earning any money. It doesn't mean that I'm doing anything wrong. It just means that at that moment the market is not hot and I have to take a step back, size down, keep myself cool, don't overthink things, and just focus on the executions. Yeah, so that's probably all that I'm going to be doing, and the 4 things as usual: to center myself, to focus on taking high probability trades, to cut my losses quickly, to add to my winners, and to manage my position and my position sizes. So these are the 4 things that I usually use at the end of every journaling session to really center myself and really focus on. Only these 4 things are within my control, and the rest are actually up to the markets to do. Yeah, and that will help me to continue to focus on becoming a consistently profitable trader. So that's all for the live recap for Tesla. If you stayed with me all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would love to hear about any trades that you guys have down in the comments. You can tell me anything I can improve on my trades as well, or any of the live recaps if you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.